All right, here we go. We got Ricky Gervais on Room 101. This is, I think, from 2002. Now I'm reacting to this because I'm also reacting to the Ricky Gervais Show on XFM, and in one of the shows, Ricky pointed out that he was going to be on the show and that one of the things he's going to put in Room 101 was noisy people, I think. And Steve was quick to point out that Ricky himself is one of the loudest, noisiest people ever on the planet. And yeah, it's true. If you watch any video of Ricky Gervais, he's making these really strange sounds at this really high pitch. I don't know how he does it. But it's been going on for years. So I'm looking forward to see what he says. Anyway, let go.
Supposing you had the chance to get rid of some of your worst nightmares, what would they be? My guest is here tonight to persuade me to banish the items on his list into Room 101. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please welcome Ricky Gervais?
Right.
Well suited up, sir.
Hello.
Take a seat.
Cheers.
Well, Ricky, thanks for being on Room 101.
My pleasure.
Are you a man who has a short fuse? If you don't mind me asking.
Too easy. Yeah, I'm a little bit impatient, which you'll probably you'll see as my things come out.
Did you?
There's another one.
Did you have trouble? I was just desperate to avoid one now. Did you have trouble coming up with? How long did it take you to come up with various ideas for things that could go into Room 101?
Well, I had to lose about 15. Let's put it that
Did
way.
you?
So no, it was easy.
Okay, all right. Well, let's have a look at your first one. What exactly is this?
It's babies in restaurants.
Babies in restaurants.
Yeah.
To give us an idea of what that is, this illustrates baby in restaurants.
No,
Do you want to have a go?
If only you could do that.
It's quite good fun.
End.
Yeah.
It's nothing wrong with them, of course.
Yeah.
You know, it's toddlers mainly.
Yeah.
It's like a 1-year-old. And what they do for a living is they make noises and they smell and they bang the spoon and they dribble and they cough up puree.
Yeah.
That's what they do. That's their
Yeah.
job, right? Now, I blame the parents. Sort of like new age 30-somethings with their baby, and they're all called Zach and Molly. And it's like, oh, God, feed it at home. Do you know what I mean? Why take them there? It's not like their parents are going to get there and they're going to see this mess going all over the place, annoying me. You know what I mean? I've paid £10. I've got a bit of money now. I'd like to splash out.
Yeah.
And
So you're talking Angus Steakhouse now?
yeah, posh, really posh. And to see that, it's sort of the arrogance of the parents that they're used to it and they love it. They go, oh, look at him covered in custard and it's sweet. No, it's not. It's horrible. I'm a little bit squeamish, so anything dribbly or vomity or just anything like that makes me gag.
Yeah.
They love it, but I don't want to see it. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I think, you know, I have a lot of sympathy with this. I think giving kids the taste of restaurants early on gives them sort of like ideas above their station. So they end up really behaving like this. I think this is totally outrageous behaviour for a young child.
I'm cooking chicken breast with blue cheese stuffing, Brussels sprouts with walnuts and bacon, and potato fans.
Followed by a bittersweet chocolate tart with amaretto cream with nut praline and seasonal berries.
Get to your room.
Well,
Never speak like that to me again.
So is this a sort of like a middle class thing, you think, that you're talking about?
This sums up the sort of arrogance of sort of like these new age people. It's those people that just think anything's fine because it's sort of like natural.
Yes.
A friend of mine moved away to the sticks, and on their first weekend there, the next door neighbour came round, right, dungarees, sandals, long grey hair, cut it, right, and shave your legs, right, and she said, oh, I'm from next door. I've made you a rice pudding, right? And this is, I swear, right? You know, Jack, we're bottle feeding him now, but I had a lot of excess milk, so I made you this rice pudding.
Oh, no way. No.
Right?
God, no.
There wasn't any jam in there, was there?
No. Oh. And I said to my friend, I said, what did you say? She said, well, I just took it and I sort of threw it away when they left and handed about the dish. And that wasn't enough for me. I wanted them to know that this was abnormal. Right, take this and never darken my door with your, I mean, your dirty, leaky pillows again. Get out. Get back to your cottage.
Take your rural 16th century ways back where they came
exactly. And this is meant to be, it's okay, because it's natural. You know what I mean?
That's not necessarily right, though,
No,
is it?
really. No, you'd have to cut this bit. But
Yeah.
what I said, you'll have to cut this bit. I said, well, send her around my place, I'll make her a spunk sandwich.
So, brown bread, white bread.
Doesn't matter.
Does it spread straight from the fridge? So, well, if you were French or Italian, of course...
Now, the French. Don't get me started on the French.
Well, I've brought up the French.
They will eat anything, won't they?
Well, I mean, over here, you know, My Little Pony's a toy. Over there, it's the starter.
Exactly. Horses, snails,
Yeah.
frogs.
Yeah.
I've been to France a couple of times, and as far as I can make out, there's only one thing the French won't eat.
Yeah.
Clarets.
Really? Well, maybe kids' menus are to blame for enticing kids into the restaurants. We've got, this is a genuine one here. On the back here is a Mr. Men theme running through. This is genuine things you can get in a restaurant. There's Little Miss Lucky's Golden Chicken Treats, right? Mr. Tickle's 1, 2, 3. I don't know what that is.
You didn't get that? That's not out of a telephone box, is it, that?
I don't think so, no. One crispy potato new in town. No, I don't think so. Mr. Mischief's mushrooms. Oh, you might be right, actually. Mr. Bounce's beef lasagna. I think you are right. It's, you know, that's what's enticing the kids in. Maybe they're sort of thinking, oh, that sounds lovely.
Well, if I go into a restaurant and there's that, when you walk in, about 9 high chairs,
Yeah.
I go, are you expecting a cast of Time Bandits? If not, I'm leaving.
Yeah. I think it's definitely going in because
Yes.
it's a terrible waste of a babysitter.
Yeah.
You've got a babysitter in and then there's more kids when you go out.
Exactly.
So there's no reason to keep children in restaurants out of room 101. Bye-bye. Good stuff. OK, let's have a look at the next one here. This is the White Rabbit for Alice in Wonderland. What does this represent for you?
This is children with toys. No.
I believe him there for a second.
This is actually lateness. It really, really winds me up. And I've sort of been obsessed with it from an early age. I could never be late. And because I'm never late, I can't stand it when someone else is late. Also, I get there early, so when they're 10 minutes late, I've been there 20 minutes. And they think I'm just mental. And I'm so annoyed. There's no excuse. Right? It's sort of like, oh, God, why are you late? Oh, I set off late. Yeah, you did. Right? Or, oh, I overslept. I don't care. Right? Oh, traffic was murder. Well, there's always traffic. Do you know what I mean? Well, how do you usually get her abseil? There's no excuse. Good enough. I mean...
You say you're never late, but you must have been late at some point for something, somewhere.
I can't remember.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I was a week premature. There's no excuse will do.
So, okay.
I was shot, maybe. I was hit by a car. Not even family bereavement, because I go, well, you knew she was ill. Do you know what I mean? Just, she's been ill for ages. Plan ahead. Why were you late, by the way? We meant to start at 7:30. I was a little bit annoyed.
Well, I mean, I don't
You're
care.
a big star.
So how long are you prepared to wait for somebody to turn up?
I want to punish them. I want something. I want some sort of forfeit.
Yeah.
Like if I say I'll see you at 8 and you get £100, I'll just take £5 back every minute they're late. Something like that. Do you know what I mean?
Well, maybe you should give them some poison, and then you have the antidote. And so you've got to be there by 8
Exactly.
o'clock because by 8:05 you'll be dead.
Do you know what I mean?
Do you want radio-controlled shoes? Which you have. So you suddenly sort of like put them up to 15 miles an hour.
Yeah. I think it's because I want to be in control, maybe. I just want to be in charge, and I can't believe how anyone wouldn't want to rush to see me. Yeah.
This is about control,
We're meeting Ricky. We're going to get there half hour early. Yeah.
Do you think it's insulting,
insult.
then? Yeah.
Yeah, it is, yeah. How could they have anything better to do than meet me in a grotty pub for a pint?
So when you meet people, when you say, oh, I'll meet you at 8 o'clock, do you meet, do you meet outside a cinema, or do you meet in a restaurant, or do you think, well, if I'm going to be late, I mean, does it...
It depends what we're doing. If we're eating, it's a restaurant. If we're seeing a film, it's a cinema.
that would work.
Yes, indeed.
What I was going to get to was, does it determine where you're going to meet them? If you think, well, if they're going to be late, I'm not going to be standing outside in the rain.
Definitely.
So I will meet them in the pub before I go to the cinema.
Yeah, or if I don't mind if I'm meeting a lot of people and I'm already with friends, but it's when you're meeting, and I won't go in a pub by myself either, because I look like a loser. You know what I mean? No one sit there by himself. Got no mate. Shut up. They're late. All right. So what I do is I look, make sure they're there. If they're not, I walk round and round the block.
What about, if you were going to get married, what about the bride turning up late? That's a tradition, isn't it? If you were sort of standing at the altar and you were getting married, how long would you give the bride before you thought, this isn't worth it, it's not working out?
If she wasn't there, I'd walk round and round the church.
Well, you mentioned people being late. This is a very funny moment from this morning with Gene Pitney, where Gene Pitney was unbearably late.
Singing for you his latest hit, You're the Reason. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All day long, and my thoughts your side.
Oh my God.
Close my eyes, and I know you'll be there. Nice to know
That was terrible.
that you'll always be near me. With your smile and your love so dear.
Rather ironic line, close your eyes and you know I'll be there.
Yeah, I love the fact that he joined in with the dance moves before the words.
Yeah,
what was that?
We don't know what he was doing there. I think he was doing a sort of international distress signal for I can't hear what I'm meant to be singing. I think it's definitely going into room 101. There's no two ways about it. I think, because it obviously means a great deal to you, this.
Yeah, it
does.
does.
And so we get rid of people ever being late again in your life. Going into room 101, bye-bye.
I get it. Oh, that's it. That's good.
Was that a symbolic joke?
Yeah,
that
that was a symbolic joke.
definitely.
He was fighting gravity to the end.
Really?
Your next choice is in your drawer over there. Have a look. Open your drawer. So far, you've had very,
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
very popular choices. Now,
I've told you once.
Oh God.
what does this represent?
This is children in need, not children in need, again. Just any of those telethons, you know, comic relief.
Yeah.
It just renders the whole sort of nation into a giant rag week. You know what I mean? It's for like people who work
Like
in
a
offices in banks
fundraiser.
and didn't go to university and I think they're missing out on something. You didn't. And it's like, oh, I know what I do. I'll dress up and walk backwards for the day. That'll make me into a colourful character. No, it'll make you into a twat. It's not... And also, there's these comedians and actors who do such sincere things and they go out in Africa and it's like, do I really need Dawn French and Robbie Coltrane telling me there's not enough food? Why is that? Do you know what I mean? Once, right, this is a true story, I went to my bank once, it was about 5 or 6 years ago, it was actually comic relief, and they were all dressed up as Disney characters. Right? And they were having a whale of a time going, oh, we're mad, aren't we? Oh, don't know about Mickey, but hello. But I was thinking, surely they've got to give someone, statistically, someone's going to get really bad news that day. Like, we've repossessed your house.
Yeah.
Or, sorry, Mr. Wimbler, you're bankrupt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that's not going to sound good coming from Goofy, is it?
Do you know what I mean? Well, you wouldn't get that another sort of, you know... Do doctors do that? Do paramedics, you know? The Queen's Guard? No, they don't. Of course they don't. Just grow up.
So it's a two-pronged thing here. It's what the public do, you know, embarrass themselves by joining in all this sort of stuff. But you mentioned the quality of the entertainment as well.
Well,
that's a bit of a problem, isn't it, when they're trying to fill 10 hours worth?
Exactly, and it's like, you know, and they're doing their best, you know. I mean, Terry Wogan, bless him, but it's sort of like, by the time I get in from the pub, it's sort of like the cast of a West End musical that's not selling.
Yeah.
And it's like loads of ropey tarts in tights singing Cole Porter. You know what I mean?
Ropey tarts in tights singing Cole Porter?
Yeah, do you know what I mean? I just... Oh.
Well, you'll be surprised how apt that is.
Oh, great.
I mean, let's just pick a piece of footage completely at random, right? Ropey tarts in tights. If this is not the embodiment of that phrase, I shall give everybody in the audience £5 billion.
But I do it with finesse.
God. I have no idea what's going on.
It's got a mind of its own.
Just still don't like it. Enough already.
So much more demure than all the other ladies because you gotta get a gimmick if you wanna get applause.
Her gimmick is being kicked up the arse by the invisible man. Either that or there's somebody in the front row with a very powerful vagina magnet. I mean, what? What is going on?
You don't see those anymore, do you?
No, they were banned.
Well, they really?
After the Second World War.
I know,
People were misusing them.
Yeah, women with coils were just flying across the street.
Traffic accidents doubled.
I know, yeah.
I mean, nobody would get paid for that, would they? But
no.
Because it's charity.
Well, if she was a man, she would. Not in this country, but, you know, there's places you can go in the Far East and she can make a bit of money. Yeah. But that was like your mad aunt who'd forgotten her lithium. You know what I mean? Auntie, come on, it's the wedding. I don't need it.
So if we get rid of children in need, how are we going to, you know, because they do raise a lot of money, so what are we going to do? Get rid of children in need and comic relief, but still, you know, raise 30 million quid or whatever. How are we going to do that?
Every celebrity that wants to get on Children Need, you know, the cast of, I don't know...
Pays to get on?
Yeah, 40 quid. There you go.
That's not a bad thought.
Right.
I don't know if we can get rid of Children in Need, because, I mean, as I say, it does raise a lot of money, and... I mean, if it means all we have to do in return is watch Leslie Joseph being kicked up the arse by the invisible man, is that really so bad? Oh, God, it's got to go in. I just see stuff.
Okay, I didn't see that one coming.
OK. You're doing well. This illustrates your next choice. Have a look at this.
Don Amos, king of caravans.
You'd better get there quickly. He's tearing his caravan prices to shreds. Don Amos Manors Caravan Sale is now on at Hilton near Derby.
Don Amos, king of caravans. The price is right and the choice is yours.
I think that advert's deeply flawed. Why we should expect a lion to be recommending caravans?
Exactly.
It's not their territory.
No, they kill and eat antelope.
Yeah.
And they're bloody good at it.
Yeah. But what is this? What is this about?
It's caravan holidays, but very specific ones. The ones I went on from the age of 7 to 12 in a two-berth in Bognor with my mum and my nan. Party. You have not known pleasure till you wake up in the middle of the night to the sound of your nan pissing in a tin bucket.
Isn't that a country and western song?
And the only reason we went on that, well, we were poor, right? And I had like 3 older brothers and sisters, and so all we could afford was like a week in Bognor. And the only reason we went on that is because someone who lived around the road had this two-berth in this patch of grass called Riverside in Bognor, right? I used to feel sorry for my older brothers and sisters because they couldn't come. They must have been killing themselves, right? And my dad was going, yeah, have a good time, right? And And my nan was deaf, and I was an intolerant little brat, and I wouldn't bother sort of playing with them, and so I'd just be off. I'd just be out all day. Like, my mum used to come back and go, he made about 90 friends. Of course I did. What was the alternative? I made friends with a crab for 5 days. True. And that was it. And there was a swimming pool, and there was a clubhouse, and...
What was going on in the clubhouse?
Often a girl-boy duo in blue satin called Joint Effort doing Mary Hopkins.
Singing Mary Hopkins rather than doing Mary Hopkins. Those were the days.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, perhaps what they should have done, perhaps they should have booked a good song and dance act, a bit like these.
Yeah.
Now have a look at this.
Go on, hit me.
You do.
Oh, that's him. That's Ricky. Yeah.
Tell them you're free.
That's so strange. Nice.
David Bowie's nicked all your stuff. Well, tell us about that. What was your name? What was the name of the group?
Shauna Dancing.
Shauna Dancing?
Yeah.
And there was you and the blacksmith.
Yeah. Oh.
Shauna does.
Thank you, Paul.
So you don't want to tell us anything more about that? Let's have a look. We've got a map of Bognor. This is what it looks like. Probably very much. It's probably still a coastal town.
Yeah, that's Bognor, all right. Yep, that's Bognor.
There's the riverside.
Riverside there, up there.
So,
yeah.
did you go to any of these places, or did you just stay in the confines of the?
I'll have to. That's where I found the crab, just there.
Right. Shall I make a note of it?
Yeah,
then?
and I put him back as well.
Did you?
Yeah, of course.
Well, he's here tonight.
I used to.
That's really funny.
Well, I used to go off and I used to find little slugs and crabs and things. And my brother-in-law used to pick us up on the following Saturday, and they used to spend the day with us, and we used to go off. And I remember once I found a snake skin, and I was teasing my sister with it. She was going, put it down, there's diseases on it. And my brother-in-law was sort of laughing, and I was teasing. She went, put it down, there's diseases, it's poisonous and all that sort of. And I left it there, and I used to tell people how I teased her. And then I remember I had some mates around when I was about 18, about 10 years later, and I was telling them how she was scared of snakes, and she chose then to tell me the truth. I'd been running around with a used condom. I was going to do a joke about sucking out the poison. I'm not going to. I've given away way too much today.
Yeah. I'm amazed. Well, I think you can't undo your childhood like that. You know, your nan pissing into a bucket is a memory which we all have now.
Yeah.
All right, I don't think I can put it in. I don't think I can put it in because if you hadn't waved a condom which you thought was a snake and you hadn't adopted a crab for 5 days, then you wouldn't be the person you are now. So you'll have to take it away. You can't put caravans. They won't go in.
Just think if they tuned in just then.
Yeah, exactly. So I never know what's going on. Bang it in your drawer. OK. Right, we come to your last item. This is represented by this decapitated head. Do you want to tell us what that represents?
Noisy people.
Noisy people. This is the sort of thing we mean, the sort of noise from the nose. There's another one. There's one there. Whistling, of course.
Well, it's sort of unnecessary noises. It's my own psychosis and...
So you're not talking about people trapped in rubble?
No, exactly, no. Or having their legs sawn off, biting a bullet. They're allowed to be noisy.
They're allowed to be noisy.
It's just... It's people who do this in a restaurant or walking up... Oh, see? Oh, God. No need to do it. That drives me mental. Just whistling is...
You don't like whistling?
Just so... Like Bill doesn't... Just so inane. What is that? And I first noticed this in, like, changing rooms of, like, swimming baths. But every bloke there is whistling going, I'm not gay, I can't be looking at your packet because I'm concentrating on whistling. I'm minding my own business. I got it wrong, I wolf whistled. Could be taken the wrong way. And you don't want to be taken the wrong way. I'm sorry.
OK, so if whistling annoys you,
Yeah.
how do you feel about this? We've got the king of all the whistlers, Roger Whittaker. This is from Jim Will Fix It. And the boy he's sitting next to is there because he can't whistle. But let's have a look at it, see what this does to you.
Just whistle along. Do your best with it. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3.
Wow.
How you doing? I can't hear anything. Just try once more. I'll put my ear really close to you.
What does that look like? What does that look like to the deaf? Just Roger Whittaker doing that to a little boy.
Hey, it is Jim Will Fix It.
So you don't mind your own whistling?
God.
Well, I don't
Because you
do
whistle
it.
quite well,
These
actually, I have to
things didn't
say.
age
Thanks very
well.
much.
You've obviously done a lot of... You've spent your time in the swimming baths,
Yeah.
working out your alibi. So what sort of noises do you make that annoy you, then?
Well, I don't make any noises that
No.
annoy me, because it's the rule of thumb.
There are more annoying noises than whistling. I mean, one of the most annoying sounds any human being can make is, hello, my name's Del Winton. I mean,
Exactly, yeah.
That's very annoying.
I've got a very annoying noise.
What's that?
Ah, that's the one.
Yeah, that's quite annoying.
God.
Was that the B-side? You see, noises, of course, are an important part of communication, aren't they? Especially if you're having an argument. You can always use the well-placed sigh in an argument. That's the one.
Oh, I wasn't doing.
No, it's something, or the muttering under your breath when you say, well, we're going to Bognor, and that's it. Okay.
Yeah.
So what did you say? No, nothing. And you can keep. So you can use that to your advantage, can't you? You
The
can
language
sort of
of
like
just grunts.
yeah.
And, yeah.
When you think the argument's over, and suddenly, like, oh,
Yeah.
like that, and then it starts up again.
Oh, and just people who yawn too loudly because they're celebrating their yawn. I go, oh, or slurp a cup of tea. I just, oh, God.
Or people who sneeze twice, and the second sneeze bears no relation to the first.
Yeah, yeah, consistent.
You know
yeah.
that my wife Sarah does it. She does it on purpose. The first sneeze is like a perfectly normal sneeze. 2. The second sneeze, 2.
Yeah, but everyone knows how lovely it is to sneeze.
Yeah.
Right? So when you see someone going, just go, stop, and they go, oh, it really ruins their day.
Yeah.
Because then they try and get it back and they go around looking at lights going, what are you doing?
I mean, how else would we know, building work, how else would you know if your budget's gone way over budget? How would you know that from the builders unless they sort of went, ooh, these noises, they are, I mean, they're good for communication, I think, aren't they? But it is annoying.
I mean, you really can, because you can't turn it off. Like, you can turn away from someone who looks offensive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't sort of shut your ears. It's all,
No.
it's just there.
Yeah.
So it's a terrible infringement.
What about
of
tapping the
freedom.
fingers and all that sort of stuff?
Anything I notice, it doesn't matter what it is. If I notice something, that's it. It's the most annoying thing in the world. So it's just, yeah.
All right.
Just
Well, on the basis of what you're saying,
my madness.
unnecessary noises, whistling, extravagant sneezing, they're all going into room 101. Bye-bye. Ladies and gentlemen, Ricky Gervais. Well, I had to put your last choice in because if you don't stop human beings from making silly noises, it ends up like this. So until the next time, good night.
Oh God! I don't know what's going on. Let's go. Okay, okay. I don't know if I'm glad that's over or if I wished it would go on forever. Okay, anyway. So Ricky put in noisy children and noisy people. You know, two, not just one. Now, he said noisy children in restaurants. Really, they can be noisy children anywhere. Airplane, anywhere. You know, you just go. Noisy people. Well, okay. I guess the types of noises he mentioned. You know, I mean, he can control that sound that he made. He can control that. It's his choice. He does it on choice, so it doesn't really count. So fine. So I see his point now. So it's like it's these noises that people do that they can avoid, but they choose not to avoid. Fine. That thing he said about what's it called? I think Children in Need. It must be one of those programs. There's a million of these. But these are really these are charity drives. I mean, they're supposed to be annoying and wacky and weird. The cause justifies the the event. You know. I wouldn't have put that in. Honestly, like there's more good than bad from that. As traumatic as that video was, I don't know what the hell that was. I don't know who that woman was. I'm assuming that's a woman. I don't know. But I don't think it's good enough to put that in Room 101. It's interesting. He mentioned the caravan holiday because they were talking about that. I think this was the last the last XFM episode that I reacted to. Actually, he said that, or the one before. I don't remember. But yeah, that's when Karl mentioned that he was in a caravan in his childhood. Now Ricky said as well. He mentioned the same story. He said with his mom and his nan. I mean, I think okay, the caravan I can't really comment on. I have no idea. But I think in general, lateness also was a very valid point. I think in general he makes a good point. You know, like I don't think I can disagree with what he put in there, except for the one for the charity drive. You know, if it was up to me, I would put. I mean, I tend to take a wholesale approach to things, so I would just put in everyone who disagrees with me. You know, just like anyone who says no can go in, because that affects my quality of life. You tell me no, you know. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm not gonna, you know, I'm not gonna say if it's no for something I'm saying that's evil. Yes, but I'm not gonna say that anyway. You know, I'm saying no for things like people don't believe me when I say something is true, like that. Okay. I mean, overall, I'm with him on these. I think these are valid ones to put in Room 101. That was interesting. Those were really. That was. I don't think I see shows like that anymore. To be honest, I don't think there are shows like that. I mean, the host. I'm not sure what his name was, but the host was so witty and funny, and I mean, he made Ricky crack up so many times, and you can tell. You can tell when a host is that good, when they're quick on their feet. This was really funny. I was not expecting it to be this funny, to be honest. I thought it was some boring little interview. I was like, oh, let me just check that out. But no, this was proper entertainment. Damn. Well, this was really fun. I'm gonna have to agree with Ricky on the majority of those things. And for now,